Hey there, and welcome to You Talk. We connect with amazing people from across Canada and ask them about their stories, passions, and experiences. I'm your host, Ryan Funk. The STEM fields are incredibly skill demanding, and you want the most qualified people in those jobs. However, due to many social and systemic issues, it can be challenging for women to find jobs within these areas, more so for immigrant or international women. Immigrant and International Women in Science Network is a nonprofit organization to help connect women to jobs, increase awareness, and, of course, network. Over the summer, an IWS Network Manitoba Chapter was created, and I talked with the two women behind establishing it.
Hi, my name is Silvia Leon, and I am one of the co-founders and co-city leaders of IWS Network Manitoba. I am a physician by training, and I am a data scientist here in Manitoba, Canada.
I'm Sandra Gonzalez. I'm other of the co-founders and co-city leader from IWS Network here in Manitoba. And I'm currently a postdoctoral fellow. I have been working in infectious diseases for a little while, and I'm based at the University of Manitoba.
I've talked with Shweta Rajan a little bit about the IWS network before, but for new listeners or those just wanting a refresher, what is Immigrant and International Women in Science?
Immigrant and International Women in Science Network, or IWS for short, it was created in 2018 and is a non-profit organization. This organization was created after the need to support and mentorship fellow immigrant and international women that are here in Canada. And this network is driven mostly by volunteer work in women across Canada. We are in around 10 cities already. This will be, Manitoba will be the 10th. Well, Winnipeg will be the 10th city in Canada, and it aims to build a collaborative network that supports and promotes equity, diversity, and inclusion of international and immigrant women that are working in science, at different backgrounds in science here in Canada. They also offer different support to these women in Canada they do monthly webinars in which the speakers engage with the attendees, and we talk different topics that goes from mental health to career development. And we also promote women and we empower them. And one of the tools that we use is social media through the different channels that we have in the IWS. So those mostly summarize what is IWS.
Mm-hmm. So how long has it been since the Manitoba chapter has joined those ranks? When did it officially start up?
We started the chapter last June. And the main reason was because Sylvia and I, we both share a really big passion for science communication and mentorship, right? Mentorship is such an important part of our careers and in career development, and it's such an amazing strategy for both mentors and mentees that we wanted to be part of something like that. Right. So then after participating in some meetings in IWS, we actually realized that the principles that they were having were aligned with our goals, and that we wanted to somehow bring this network into our province. So that's how we decided to start the chapter here. And we were really fortunate that Manitoba is a province that has such a diverse community of women doing science and in different fields of knowledge. That allowed us to have access to many different women in fields in different organizations, including private, government, academic, and in different stages of their careers. So it's been a really, really interesting path and a really cool chapter. So yeah.
Talking with Shweta and going out of my way to talk with female scientists. I recently talked with an individual from the entomology department at the University of Manitoba, Catherine Richon. She was super amazing. I also talked with someone from the Royal Tyrrell Museum. Her name was Dr. Femke. And it is just so exciting to see women working within the STEM fields. And yeah, it's so needed to see, especially women of color in those leadership roles in STEM, to inspire young girls and immigrants coming over who are wanting to, work within the STEM fields here in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, representation is really something, and it's very important to show like other people that we can achieve things too. And I feel that sometimes like seeing that, but also supporting each other and helping like overcome different challenges that we as immigrants face that sometimes local don't have. Like that support is very important. Like when you're working like in any field, but
Well, especially in those scientific fields or mathematics or engineering, if there's like a language barrier, like those are already challenging workspaces. Like putting language in there, that's another giant thing.
yeah, and you will think that academia like it doesn't work the same everywhere. So there are many differences. Even with Europe, like the academia is different. The process to apply for a master's, for a PhD, to apply for a job is different everywhere. So having that network, that people that come here before you and can tell you like here is how we do things, like that's also very important.
I also like wanted to talk a little bit about how important is for immigrant women to have support when like many of us are coming to Canada without our families, right? So we actually need to build that network and to have like that people holding our backs when we are here. So it's also part of the reason why like Sylvia and I were like so into like start this chapter here, because we want to build that net for all of the women that are around in Manitoba right now.
You mentioned it a little bit before, Sylvia, of what the network here in Manitoba will look like. How about we go into a little bit more detail? How does this network benefit, well, of course, building a community for immigrant and international women in sciences.
Yeah.
But what does it all look like? You mentioned something about talks and seminars.
Networking and building connection is important like in any profession. Like me and Sandra, we for sure have many mentors and other people that help us do our path, professional path here. So we know how important it is. So what we are trying to do with our chapter in Manitoba is that we're going to create this network of people that will allow participants to meet potential mentors, to learn about job offers, all the graduate application process too, like cover letters, searching for an advisor, and also to join a community of women with interest in science, right? So that will allow us to have all these resources where we can ask our peers for these common questions. Sometimes you don't know where or who to ask these questions, right? And as I say, like we face, as immigrants, we face challenges that local people don't face. So it's important for us to get together and to have people that probably went through a similar process that can tell us like, this is the easiest way, or this is how I did it, and maybe it can help you. So another thing that we're going to do is that we will have local events with local speakers, and we are going to address like those topics of interest for our members. So as we create and we will meet with the members, those topics that are important for the community in Manitoba, we will try to find speakers that can come and share their experiences and their knowledge with us.
When Shweta and I were talking, one of the things she mentioned in terms of challenges was finding those jobs. Sometimes it can be incredibly difficult to find job openings or opportunities in the STEM fields. What do you think is the best course of action that we need to be taking to make job openings more accessible to everyone?
I think that like one crucial part, as Sylvia was mentioning, was networking, because most of the time, like there is someone that will know about some of these opportunities and can actually bring those opportunities to you, knowing the skills that you have. So one important part of our network is that we are trying to build kind of like a database when we know like who are like the person like more focused in different kind of fields or the specific kind of topics. And in that sense, when there is openings for those positions, we can actually show those positions for the people that will be like have the highest chances to like be more interested probably in those positions. So I think that that's one of the options that we have. And also we have like a really good scientific community here that like Sylvia and I are really lucky to be part of. So that's another way that there is always like a way to talk to people, you know. But I honestly like consider that like networking is an essential part of this opening of to get to know about these job positions and stuff.
A way how companies can reach to immigrant women that are looking jobs in STEM is also reaching to immigrant centers. We have several immigrant centers in the city that where newcomers they go to get advice on job search, on CV, how to build a CV. So if these job places were to reach those immigrant centers, they can broadcast those jobs opportunities to different newcomers that are looking for opportunities, because sometimes there are places sometimes they are put in certain websites that not everyone had access to. So that will be a way how companies could help those job offers reach immigrants.
You know, one of the challenges is just, you know, women getting into those job openings. I was just trying to pull up a story from before that. Yeah, just in BC, in terms of gender equality in STEM, is women just aren't given those chances. And yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if someone is qualified for a job, regardless of where their background is from or whatever their gender identity is, that doesn't matter. Like, in terms of science, we want people who are educated and driven to to find these opportunities, to get in there and figure out the cool things that are happening in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also part of like empowering women and kind of broadcasting their experience and sharing with different companies and organizations that there are very qualified women right now that come with all their experience from their countries that can be applied to so many fields in science. So that's another part of what we do, like by showcasting all this experience and all these amazing women that we have here in the province. Companies will be able to see how much talent there is and hopefully give opportunity to these immigrant women.
Yeah, that'll be amazing to see. So the big question is, how can people join?
Actually, for those that want to join the Manitoba chapter and the network, we have an email right now. So it's IWS Manitoba @gmail.com. So you can just send us an email, and in that sense, we will reply to you right away. What we normally do is that when people are like interested in joining us, we have a Slack channel, and then we like introduce the members to the whole IWS network, and they will become part of the Slack. So that way they can have access to all the topics that are ongoing in Slack. So it's about like job opportunities, about webinars that are coming. So it's actually it's a really simple process. It's just to contact us and like to let us know that they are interested in like be part of this, and that's how it goes. And if you also want to like check before contacting us about the network, there is the website that is IWS Network.ca. And that way you can get to see a little bit more about how is the whole structure of the network, how is it work, and then like just decide if you feel like that you want to join us. So
are there any plans for like talks or conversations coming up in the next couple months?
Yeah, this is actually the best moment for people to join us because a lot of things is happening. So starting on next Friday, September 3, we are going to host our first chapter meeting. Is going to be in person at the forts, and that will allow us not only to for us to meet the new members, but also the new members to meet each others, to do a bit of networking, and to start a little bit of all that networking that we have talked so much, but also talk about new ideas and expectations. Because although me and Sandra are leading the chapter, we also want people to feel that it's their chapter, to come with their ideas, what they want to do too. So that's for us. And then IWS Network Canada is starting on September a series of webinars that will be free for all the members, and everybody's welcome to attend. So as I say, we talk about different things that goes from mental health to career development. So everybody is welcome to attend those webinars.
That's so awesome that you're having those mental health conversations, especially over this whole pandemic. I think the conversation around, self-health, self-care, and mental health awareness is so important. Like, it's so easy to get burned out or overwhelmed, and even if you're passionate about something, it just dies, and that really sucks when someone who is really good at a particular job or career path just loses that passion.
Yeah, like having normalizing talking about mental health and reaching for help when it's needed is so important. So hopefully with these spaces, we will be able to give a first tool to the people who is needed. And I think we all need to talk about it. So so everybody's welcome to attend those webinars.
It's pretty important. Part of the whole network about the mental health is that we as women we are sharing many challenges that are not only related to work but also related to motherhood, related to access to jobs, related to differences and inequalities that are in somehow linked to our gender. So it's really important for us to have that support and that a space for us to open and to let other ones know what's happening and try to figure out and troubleshoot all of those situations together. I actually have so many friends that they actually want to be mothers, but they have been always concerned about what's going to happen with their career because honestly, science hasn't been designed for motherhood, right? So we can see all of these differences in terms of publications, articles, access to everything when a woman decides to take the path of motherhood. So then it's going to be it feels like a delay for them in their careers, but when for fathers, they can still keep going and doing their job, right? So those are challenges that we as women need to bring out and show the scientific community that this is happening and that is part of our lives, right? For at least for myself in a personal way, I love science. I'm pretty passionate about science, but I love to have my personal life, and I think that it's always about balance, right? And that's part of the things that we want to always support and encourage here. It's always about balance, and you have to keep about balance between your work, between your personal space, with your mental health, in order for you to be a functional person. So yeah, it's pretty much
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that a lot of these systemic issues that are permeated within our sciences, government, unfortunately they penalize motherhood, which just seems so dumb.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
So how is we as a community, how can we work together with IWS Network Manitoba to help overcome some of these issues? How can we support the network?
Well, so in that sense, our network is always welcoming volunteers and new members. So it's if you can let other women know and spread the voice and invite them to become part of this network, that's a really good way to help us and to contribute to building a stronger network in Manitoba and in Canada. Also, like, well, we are always like open, like, and really happy to have all the international and immigrant women in a stand that will share the passion with science and mentorship. So, like, every one of you that you're listening to this interview, like, we will be happy to have you join us. So yeah, we are here for you. And there is also like another event that is actually happening soon. So we would like to use this space to promote our national fundraising campaign for 2021 that is oncoming on September during the week between the 18th and the 26th, and is named I Move for Immigrant Women in Science. And the main aim of this campaign is to collect some funds for all the activities, events, and every operational cost for next year. So this event will be like held online because of the pandemic situation. But like how it goes is that participant can register through Eventbrite, and then they purchase like a ticket. And with that ticket during the week, the participants will be asked to share a mobility activity. It can be either walk, runs, canoe trips, anything that they want to do, biking, just letting them know that they are moving for women, immigrant women in science. And then if they feel comfortable with, they can actually share their video and tagging our network in Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. So yeah, we really wanted to use this space also to like invite all of you to become part of this fundraising campaign that is happening.
Part of this network is just inspiring people to join the sciences. So I'll start with just why I think science is so cool, and maybe we can just go around and talk about what is it that we're passionate about. For myself, I love paleontology. There was a moment in my life where that was one of the career paths I was hoping to go. Didn't work out that way. But for me, science is seeing the world around us and finding some reason to some of the chaos that we see. And it's just so interesting, putting those puzzle pieces together to see the full picture. That's why I love science. And I think dinosaurs are cool. So that's...
Yeah, totally, Ryan. Like, for me, when I decided to join in science, like when I was really young. Like, I always felt like so curious about the world and about trying to understand why things were the way they are. So in that sense, it was kind of, well, like, how can I do that, right? How can I actually start like wondering about the world and try to figure out? But it's not only about that questioning, but also what you can do with that question, with that answer, right? And it's how you can actually impact the people that are around you in your community with the knowledge that you are acquiring. So I always believe that even if I love science so much, and I think that that's why like Sylvia and I share this science communication passion, is because like knowledge is, if it's not transmitted, if it's not like translated to everyone else out there, there is no like a really meaning of that knowledge. So it's pretty much, at least for myself, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty curious about it. I want to know how it works, but then I want to translate that knowledge into the community and like let them be part of the whole experience too. So it's at least that's for me.
That pretty much summarizes everything. Yeah, it's not only about, well, of course, the passion that we have for our own fields and the interest that we have, and enjoying like turning these questions and seeing how our data and our research projects turns into results that are meaningful, but also seeing how like we are, like, for example, in my case, we are trying to solve things that are of interest for patients with kidney disease, for example. So we know that this is something that people is asking us to help them with. So it's that connection between like them, their questions, and us being able to use science to hopefully find answers for that. So it's a mix of passion, but also a sense of giving something to the community and working with the community that comes together in science, and that makes like a full circle for us.
What advice would you give people who are looking to pursue a career in STEM, whether that's they're in elementary school or high school or they're going to post-secondary?
Oh, Ryan, I will say, at least for myself, I will say, like, you always believe in yourself, you know, like, it doesn't matter how the work sometimes, like, try to, like, show you that maybe it's not worth it or maybe you cannot do it. You can, you will. And you just need to believe in yourself to get there.
Yeah, it's pretty much like don't stop until you're proud. If that one way doesn't work, try another way. If you talk with different person in science, you will realize that we all reach where we are nowadays through different pathways. There are many pathways how you can become a scientist. So always try different ways, keep trying, and reach for mentorship. There are many of us who are very happy to mentor people. So always reach for mentors. We are more than happy to help people walk through science. Yeah.
Awesome. So where can people find out more about IWS Network? Where can they go? Just again.
Yeah, so well, they can go to like our website, that is IWS Network.ca, and they can also like send us emails, and we are really happy to answer any questions that you have, to direct you to the right person if you are in a different province or anything. So we are really happy to, you know, to like kind of like guide you in all of this and like solve any questions that you guys have. So yeah.
So our email is easy, iwsmanitoba@gmail.com.
If you have any stories you'd like us to share or communities we should highlight, leave a comment down below and subscribe to stay up to date with everything U Multicultural is doing. I'm Ryan Funk. This was U Talk, and have yourself a good one.